Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Don't Worry Wednesdays. My name is Derek and I'm here with Ryan, Static P.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Cool. So thank you guys once again for joining us in another episode of Don't Worry Wednesdays, where we take your questions and do our best to answer them. So Ryan, what do you got for us today?
All right. So this person, I'm just gonna summarize it up because it's quite lengthy. It kind of went through a very large story, so I'm just going to summarize it. This individual came to us through Twitter, so I'm not going to reveal the name. He basically said that, or she, not quite sure. The person B. How do I want to describe this? Okay, person A started up a group, and this person, which is person B, joined the group. And the group was set up to do a project. They were doing stuff on YouTube and that sort of thing. And person B was creating videos and stuff like that for creating art and stuff like that for person A. They didn't want to be in it long term, and eventually person A started causing a lot of drama. And they worked it out quite a few times, but eventually person B had kind of enough of it, so they decided to leave the group. And now person A keeps on bugging them, asking, why did you leave the group? And so person B is a little bit scared to answer and doesn't know what to do and how to reply to that person. So hopefully that was good enough generalizing of the issue. So go ahead and take it away, Eric.
Cool. So we hope you all understood that. I am still processing the question myself, but I've got the gist of it. So I think everyone is scared, and yourself, of answering the question just because of fear of the reaction the person's going to give you. Because, despite him being a jerk, that person was once your friend. So I think subconsciously you still hold that respect, for lack of better wording. And you just don't want to tell him hey, you know what? I stopped talking to you, or I left the group because you're kind of a jerk. You did that thing that I wasn't appreciating and no one else was appreciating. Which is fine, because that's the truth. That is the truth, right on the head. And I think all in all, you just have to be honest with this individual. Because one, you're kind of being, I'm not trying to say you're being a jerk, but you're denying this person of truth that can help them better themselves as they go along in their life by telling them, hey, you know what? Those things you did were not really cool, and I'm going to tell you these things because you need to know these things. Or else that person's going to go on to whatever group of friends they may create themselves or new friendships they form, and they'll just repeat that cycle that they have. Of course, that doesn't have to be anything you ever have to worry about, because who cares about those people that he goes on with? But it's more of just you growing as a person, saying, hey, I respect you. We had a friendship once, and I want to tell you these things because, despite everything going on, you guys had a friendship. So you can still do that last favor for him and for yourself as a person. Tell him, hey, you know what? It wasn't cool what you did. I didn't appreciate it. The other guys didn't appreciate it. This is why. And how you say you just want to hide and run away and cry, because that's indication that you still have feelings for this person because they were your friend. And that's totally fine. You can feel that way. But I think hiding from the problem is completely bad 100% all the time. Despite what situation you're in, hiding from the problem is never the way to go about it, because you're not solving it. You're running from it, and you're just causing more harm to yourself, because you're pretty much allowing yourself to hide from future problems that have yet to come. You're pretty much telling yourself right now, hey, if I can get away with this right now, what's to stop me again from the future? And that's bad when problems are bigger and you're older. You can't just keep doing that. It gets harder and harder and harder. So it's better to take care of them right now, learn from them right now, and then take them into the future. So all in all, I would just say, hey man, sit down with your friend, virtually, physically, preferably physically, or at least where you guys can talk to each other, and just tell them what's up. And hopefully things work out. Because I think another possibility that a lot of people don't think of, they always think of the negative, but there's always a positive as well. You guys can tell each other and be like, wow, man, you know what? You're absolutely right. I'm sorry. Let me give you a hug, give you a bro hug. Let's go have a milkshake. You're like, dude, Ragnarok's not even online anymore. It's like, don't you lie to me. Yes, it is.
It is. It's gotta be, man.
But yeah, that's what I got for you, my dude.
Yeah. I pretty much have the same things to say. You know, I totally relate to you in not wanting to be the person to come out and tell the person that you thought they messed up or whatever, and you just didn't want to deal with it anymore, so you left. You know, I have done that in my past, and I always feel like, you know, we have this, you know, we have many different personality types in this world, but I think you and I are kind of similar in this, because when we have the chance to tell somebody that they're wrong, we don't want to do it, because we don't want to cause issues in relationships, and we don't want to look like a bad and mean person, and this kind of comes natural to us. Some other people, they don't care about what they look like to others in that respect. They don't have any they don't have a natural tact for human relationships and that sort of thing, which isn't their fault. It's just how their personality is, and they can learn how to have tact and that sort of thing. But we sometimes, in the personality that we have, we take it too far, where we actually allow people to do bad things and get away with bad things because we don't want to cause any issues or divisions. But here's the thing. Really good people cause divisions. Really good people cause people to separate and say, look, like, I'm taking the high road and you can follow me if you don't, or if you want to, but if you don't want to, then don't come with me, don't follow me. You know what I mean? Like, so you have to stand up for truth. You have to stand up for what's right and wrong. And sometimes that means causing division or causing issues or drama. And that's just how life goes. It's unfortunate, but it's how life goes. So like Derek said, I mean, it stinks, but try not to run away, because running away will only further the problem down the road. That's usually how it comes. So sometimes you just have to face it. So you're just gonna have to face it. You're gonna have to take that awkward moment or that form of fear and just say, look, I'm doing this not just for myself, I'm also doing it for this other person, because this other person messed up and has been causing drama for a long time, and I'm going to try to fix it and be what's the word? I guess be tactful. Don't just call him out and tell him he's an idiot. You know, you have to give him respect, you know, but also be stern. So in a respectful way, just say, look, I left because I was sick and tired of all the drama, and I don't need it in my life. It was kind of bogging me down, and I'd rather not do with it. I'd rather not be a part of a project than be a part of a project and have a lot of drama in my life. Even though that might cause you to never be friends again, he'll remember it. And so next time he comes to another person, he might be thinking this, and he will cause less drama in the future for himself and for others. So you're really doing him a good. You're doing him a service, whether he decides to act upon it or not. So anyhow, that's the advice I got. Pretty much the same as what Derek's saying. So yeah.
Awesome. So we hope that helped you out. And moving on to our next question. This is a private message. The person didn't tell us if we were allowed to use their name or not, so we're going to go with anonymous just to be safe. And they said, can you please give me tips on how to handle stress? Like stuff that you do when you're stressed. I'm from the Philippines, so please excuse my English. Please excuse my English. Recently things are getting harder and stuff, and taking deep breaths doesn't work anymore. So I tried counting to 1,000 forward and backward, and it doesn't work either, and I end up just blacking out and getting sent home. I've been missing classes because of that, and our trigonometry class is getting harder, and I don't really want to miss any more classes because I might not be able to catch up if I miss more. Stress balls don't work either. Most of the time, I just listen to your songs. This is for Ryan, by the way. Especially A Reason for Suffering, my favorite next to it. It's Not Like I Like You. Your voice calms me down, but sometimes it doesn't work because we have to do a lot of stuff people my age don't usually do. We already have trigonometry, we're already making a SIP, S-I-P. I don't know what that means, I didn't look it up, but I know it has something to do with computers, I think, and a software, and it's too much to make in just a quarter. A few months isn't enough to make one. I know that we're handling this because they're preparing us for college and stuff, but dang, this is too much. Sorry for ranting that on you. And I'm only 14, by the way. So, this person's got a lot on their plates, and they're young and super intelligent. Ryan, what do you have?
All right. Yes, agreed. They are young and super intelligent. Trigonometry is ridiculous. I've taken it myself and took away nothing. Literally, I can't remember a single bit of it. Apparently, trigonometry is harder than calculus, and if you learn calculus first, trigonometry comes easy. But for some reason in schools they teach it in the opposite order. Don't know. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. Here's the thing. For me, I can understand the use of physical objects or music or, breathing and that sort of thing to relieve stress. But all of those things exist to take your mind off of this subject that's causing you to be stressed, right? So for me, instead of, I just talk to myself. I give myself a stern talking to. Whenever I am experiencing stress, I say, I actually just talk to myself and say, Ryan, you are stressed right now. Don't need to be, just calm down and let it go, I usually have a pretty good control over that. I'm usually able to calm down from that. Sometimes, if I can't, I'll talk to somebody about it, get it off my chest, and sometimes they'll reply with something, or sometimes they won't. Sometimes they'll give advice, sometimes they won't. And that usually helps me too. Those are different techniques I use. I've never really tried a stressed ball. I don't even know if that would work on me. And if it would, I don't think it would work very long. Like, these are things that are designed to help remove you from the situation. But if you get used to them enough, they will no longer remove you from the situation. Taking a deep breath is the same way. So, while, it's a proven method, it's only worked for so long. So, having control over your head and what's inside of it and deciding whether you should be stressed or not, is a kind of like a more effective way of handling it. But it's not easy, and it's something you have to train yourself to be able to do. So I would start trying to do that, and eventually you'll get the hang of it, and you'll be able to do it. At least, it's because when you feel stressed, you know when you're feeling stressed. It doesn't feel good, right? So then as soon as you feel that, you talk to yourself in your head and you say, hey, girl, what's up? Calm down. It's gonna be okay. Feeling stressed doesn't make the situation better, so just relax and just go at it from a different angle, or just, it's okay if you're not getting all of the information. It's okay, because it's better to not do well in class than to hurt myself by being stressed. There are things that are more valuable in my life than others, and working hard is important, but health is far more important than that, because if you don't have health, you don't even live. If you're dead, then everything you did before it kind of doesn't matter as much, because you're dead now. If you're sick in bed because you've stressed yourself so much that you literally get ill, and my mom has done this happens to people, and sometimes people get so stressed in their life that they have issues that happen in their body that they live with for the rest of their lives. So, medical issues. So, it's important to keep your health above your grades. And as crazy as that sounds, it's very important. Yes, it's important to get good grades and that sort of thing. It's important to get a decent job and that sort of stuff so you can provide for yourself. But if you're not well, then none of that even matters. You have to be well before you can do any of those things. So mental health and physical health are very important. So put that in your priority above the other stuff, and your stress will automatically fall into place. Because, the reason that you're stressed is because you're putting so much importance on it. If you put less importance on it, for example, if I did not care about my grades in school, which I totally didn't, I did not get stressed. But I did care about how others thought about me. So when people saw my grades, I would get stressed out. That's just how our minds work. We get stressed over the things that we put emphasis and importance on. But sometimes it's smart to take a step back and realize what is actually important. And is this something that I should be upset about? Or is it better to back off and just let things be things? What you're going through, I've been put in places before where it requires a certain amount of studying and it's really hard. I remember going to AP chemistry and I just did terrible in that class. Because I didn't give it enough effort, honestly. I didn't give it enough effort, but it didn't stress me out that I was doing bad. But I saw a lot of other kids getting stressed out because it was a very difficult class. Eventually I dropped out of the class because I was like, it's not worth it to me. Where am I going in the future? I can take this class again in the future when I'm a little bit more prepared for it. But right now, if I don't feel like I'm up to it, I'll put it off for later and, try hard at other things. But if it's something that I do absolutely need and I can't put it off, and it's smarter not to put it off, then I'll stick through it. It's good to take a step back, evaluate things, and just determine what's valuable and what's not, whether you should continue with something or not. Take a step back and just think about it. Remove yourself from the situation a little bit. Kind of give yourself advice that you would give somebody else. It's important to do that every once in a while. So, anyhow, that's the best advice I've got for this. So, I don't know if I've touched on all of the things you wanted me to, but I kind of went off on a rant. So, bring us back to the subject, Eric.
Hi. So Ryan, pretty much, you did hit on everything, by the way.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so I think the big takeaway from what Ryan said, I'll just add just a little bit onto it because there's not much else to be said, is that to control yourself mentally and emotionally, because that is what causes stress, is yourself. Other than the heaping piles of work and such given to you, you are in control of how you feel when you are given these things. You can have massive amounts of things and you see people who take it so easily. Oh yeah, sure, bring me that mountain, I'll take that on my back as well. And you're wondering wow, how does that person do that? Well, other than being years of experience and understanding things, it's just taking it slowly day by day. Some people get it faster than others, some people take much longer than others, but it's totally fine. The thing is that you're getting there. And, unfortunately we all can't be like that person that gets it right away, and that is okay. Don't always have that in your mind thinking, man, I wish I can be just like that person who can just accept everything without a sweat and move forward with ease. I would love to feel that way as well, but unfortunately I can't. But it's okay, because through my life, and I'm sure Ryan as well, that we've all gone through our emotions, and now we can take things head on with as much force and as much on our back that we're capable of, and it'll be fine. Because we know how to manage our time, we know how to manage our day-to-day routine to get it done in a timely fashion to our standards. And yes, you are in school and you are being pressured with these standards, but you are still in control how you go about them. So just take a look at that, take a step back if you need to, look at everything as a whole, draw your blueprint if you'd like, and it'll be fine. It won't be fine right now, it'll be fine eventually. And once you have created this plan, this can be your starting foundation going forward into your life, because you're just 14 years old. Not saying that age is really a determining factor of what you're capable of and what you're not. But you still have plenty of things to learn, plenty of knowledge and skills to obtain. And you're already learning a bunch of things. You have so many things on your plate, so I'm saying you're pretty fantastical. You know what I'm saying? So I think you're good. Just right now it's super heavy, but I think once you get this down, they can throw calculus at you and be like, "Ha, I have a calculator." And like the teacher will be like, "That doesn't even make any sense." Like, shut up.
Shut up, you don't know what you're talking about? You're a teacher? Duh.
You're the one teaching me. Yeah, I am the one teaching you. Yeah. I don't know where I was going with that. Anyway,
Who do you think you are? Student?
thumbs up.
No, you're the teacher. Get out of my life.
Cool. So that's all I got, actually.
Now, that was a awesome point on the, everything comes down to perspective. Like Derek said, you see some people that just take it on and they're like, oh yeah, no big deal. You see that mountain over there, I'll take that too, whatever. And it's all about how you perceive it. It's, your perceptions cause the stress. You're looking at it and you're taking a certain view on it and you're saying, oh wow, that's way too much. I can't handle this. I'm freaking out. I've got to do all of this before the time hits this spot and I just don't have enough hours. But you see another person who's looking at it and he's got the same issue, but he's just going through it and he's just doing what he can and he's just like, yeah, I got it done, or I got really close. I didn't end up finishing it, but no big deal, whatever. And he doesn't stress about it. It's all about how you look at it. And it's not easy to look at it from a new angle. A lot of times it takes a wake-up call from somebody else, or it takes a lot of mental struggling between yourself and your other self. Logic and emotion. But yeah, perspective is big. So
Cool.
anyhow,
So we hoped we answered all your questions as best to our ability as we could. We hope you can take away something from this, as well as all the others that are watching this can take away something. And now it's time for the joke. What do you got, Ryan?
oh yeah, I was waiting for you to call on me because I've always got something. What do you call it when you what do you call it when that air comes out of your like mouth on accident, but it's like comes from like your chest and it usually makes like a sound? You know what I'm talking about?
It's called breathing.
Oh, breathing. That's what I've been doing. I've been wondering for like 9 years after I realized, like, whoa, something's happening.
Yeah.
What is going on? I just realized
what
this.
people-
When did I
the-
start?
A big misconception that people have is when they're breathing from their chest, you're actually supposed to breathe with your stomach. Now, you're
Oh.
probably thinking, wow, Derek, how do you do that? It's really easy. So if you're watching this at home, make sure your parents are around. This does require an adult, but if you don't have one, I really don't care.
Adult
Just do it.
I love it.
So push your belly out, right? Okay, you got it? Now you push your belly in, and then you push it back out again. Now just keep doing it, and just keep doing it. You've did it. You've done it.
I'm trying to do it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it just feels weird, man. And painful.
It's not a real thing, by the way.
Oh, it's not. Oh.
Well, actually, no, it actually is a thing. Because when you sing, you're
Yeah,
supposed to push
actually.
with your diaphragm.
Yeah, I think it's important when you sing. I've heard a lot. I don't know if it's true or not. I mean, I'm not a singer, but yeah, if you sing from your sing from your diaphragm, it's really just putting more into it. When you breathe, it's supposed to be like it's supposed to be really deep breathing. When you open everything up, you take a breath and it just like fills your entire lungs in a millisecond, rather than like it's like, and it's full. And you just kind of take that into mind when you sing or play an instrument, because yeah, it's good and smart and things. So
Yeah, so
Good.
when you're playing the guitar, make sure you breathe the guitar in with your diaphragm.
yeah, because it's especially true for stringed instrument where it doesn't require breathing. The piano, you want to make sure you're taking solid deep breaths for the piano or the guitar, or an electronic instrument that's,
Because, like, little do people know is that when you have a piano and you put it on your belly, when you breathe forward, like you breathe forward with your stomach, you breathe forward with your stomach, you breathe outward with your stomach. If you can push the keyboard with your stomach when you breathe, but you don't you don't lower your shoulders, you're doing it correctly. And when you
Right.
breathe in, if you lower the keyboard and you don't raise your shoulders, then you're breathing in correctly, or you're breathing in with your diaphragm correctly.
and the piano just will not sound right. It will sound like thin and flat.
Yeah, so you don't want it to
When you don't
sound like that. You want it to sound very full. So while you're doing it with your foot, you want to reach over the keyboard and hit the F sharp while you breathe in. You guys following
That'll
at
give
home?
that F sharp a real nice sound, especially if
Yeah.
you do it with your foot. A lot of times people do it wrong. They do it with their fingers, like, on the F sharp. But the problem is you have a different posture and it's not coming from your foot. You're really not allowing your body to be full, on the piano,
So while you're doing the F sharp, you're going the and then you want to pick up the cell phone and you want to call your nearest Pizza Hut. You want to get 2 pepperonis. You want to get a hot dog sucky. You also want to get ice
Suck out
cream.
that extra grease on.
Well, said it's Ryan and I who's gonna share. We're gonna get a half pepperoni and the other half vanilla,
Mm-hmm.
and then we're gonna have strawberry jam stuffed crust.
Yes.
We're gonna get a big pint of creamy wieners.
Well, yeah, you gotta have that cheesy creamer ice cream cones, because those are the best thing that they have at that place. What, Pizza Hut? Yeah, Pizza Hut.
And you want to make sure you get the biggest hot dog sucky because it's just weird when you're sucking out of a little.
Well, if you're gonna share with somebody, you're gonna have to have a bigger hot dog sucky to suck all the ice cream up with after it melts into the pizza. Otherwise, your pizza's gonna be soggy, so you're gonna have to get a big one to suck up a wide area. Plus, you're sharing with somebody, so the bigger the better.
And make sure you get the bendy sucky, the bendy wiener.
Yeah. Also, for like extra like $3, you can also shoot for the hot dog sucky that whistles when you inhale.
Oh my god.
You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? But the hot dog suckies, they don't have the same kind of structure as like the plastic straws, so they kind of just sound like instead of a whistle. But it's great. Everyone loves it. It's a party favorite.
Just like everyone sucking on their hot dog sucky, all sitting in a circle like they're about to like summon Bahamut or something.
Yeah. And that's how you play the piano correctly. Otherwise, you're just doing it completely wrong. No Pizza Hut, no pepperoni, vanilla, jam, strawberry jam, hot dog, sucky, straw, whistle, inhale mix. You're missing all of that, you got no piano skills whatsoever. I can just say it right now, you've probably never even played the piano the way you're supposed to.
Yeah,
And your
everything you
teacher
see
has
on
been
TV is just like a straight up lie.
That's actually true.
Like there's people behind them playing the instrument.
Yeah, they say it's live, but it is live, but it's behind the camera. What's actually going on?
Yeah, like you're in the crowd watching these people play, but little do you know the show's behind you. You're looking the wrong way.
It's funny. I can just see like a one of those like a talk show or whatever, but it's just aimed the wrong way the entire time. So it's just audio with like basically the director sitting there like in his chair, just bored out of his mind.
Yeah, like everyone watches TV incorrectly. Like yes, like you have the TV in front of you, but the show,
I have it behind you.
but the show's behind you.
Yeah.
Like, don't you ever feel weird like when you're watching the TV and like the volume always changing because the people behind you get closer to you because they want to make sure that you're watching. Don't you ever feel like a little breath on the back of your neck and you're like, whoa, what was that? Was that Senpai?
I'm constantly turning around for Senpai. That sounds like a phrase. I'm constantly turning around for Senpai.
Hashtag turn around for Senpai.
Constantly.
Oh man.
It sounds like a phrase, like a meme or something. It hasn't been made yet.
Internet, you know what to do.
Yeah, internet, you've done your thing before. You know what to do. I'm constantly turning around for Senpai. Awesome.
Cool. And yeah. So
if you guys don't know what all of that was about, a lot of that was previous episodes where we've talked about hot dog suckies, Cassandra, the pizza gal, and not really. Who's really Batman? Where is she?
where is she?
Where is she? Yeah, you just go to the previous episodes and watch the last.
Yeah, pretty much. If you guys want to understand all the jokes we ever do, it's like a running continuation theme.
Yeah. It's pretty hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not trying to exaggerate this, because I'm not that funny of a guy, but they will have you laughing really hard. I just know they will. They are hilarious. I went back and watched one of them myself, and usually the joke isn't as funny to you when you're the one doing it, but I was like out of breath over the hot dog sucky one, even though it was like the second time I had heard it. I don't know. It's great. Just go back and listen. The last couple episodes. Anyways.
Yeah. So, once again, if you guys have any questions or concerns that you'd like us to answer, please leave them in the comment section below. If you feel a little bit too shy or too nervous to post them in the comment section, go ahead and tweet us privately or Twitter us. Twitter us. No one says Twitter, Derek. What's wrong with you?
Everyone says Twitter us.
But you can tweet us privately or DM us, whichever you feel more comfortable with. So Ryan, do you have anything you want to say to the people before we go away?
Yeah, Derek, everybody says Twitter us. They say if you want... Everyone says Twitter. Everyone. What's wrong with you? I'm so sorry! I have to go back now! You gotta go high voice if you're compassionate about something. That's the opposite of compassion. Nope, I've got nothing. Have a wonderful life, everybody.
They're not going away forever, Ryan.
Oh, they're not? Oh, we'll see you next time then.
Bye.